Here's your host, Chelsea Edwards.
My body. All right. Hey, besties. Welcome to another episode of Chattin with Chelsea. I'm your daytime bestie, Chelsea Edwards. We have finally reached the time of year for me to touch myself on television for everyone to see. Guided by a doctor, I will perform a self-breast exam. Now, yes, we have already done a breast cancer awareness show this month, but just like these things, we like to double up, okay? All right. We also have two amazing women who have been greatly affected by breast cancer, and they are using their stories to help women look and feel their best. So part of the reason why we want to do another breast cancer show is to normalize checking yourself and getting yourself checked, just like my friend Georgina over in the UK.
That's not great news. I went for my first mammogram a few weeks ago and I'd been recalled. Now, I've been in two minds whether to share this, but I am all about normalising what being a woman is and looking after your boobs. It couldn't be any more pressing for midlife women. I have got some microcalcifications. I've got a cluster of them. I had a second mammogram. I then yesterday had an ultrasound. I've just been today and had a biopsy. That involves a long needle going into your breast to harvest the cells that they're concerned about or in the area that they're concerned about, and then they get sent away for testing. I was there for, I don't know, 3/4 of an hour. Most of that actually was positioning and scanning again. The actual procedure only took, I don't know, 15 minutes at most. It's under a local anaesthetic, so I didn't feel a thing.
Now, I love how Georgina describes the process of what she's going through so that people are less apprehensive, like they know what to expect. So they did find out that she has early stage breast cancer. She did go into surgery and came out. She said that went very well, but we have to have our own doctor here, Dr. Kelli Burroughs of UT Health Houston, to tell us more about why it's so important for women to go ahead, even if they are worried about whatever the next steps may be, go ahead and get those mammograms.
So I am so happy to be here, and this is such a wonderful topic to especially address in October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So one reason why it's so important to proceed with medical recommendations is because early detection saves lives.
You know, this all starts with us doing our own breast exams.
Self-advocacy, absolutely.
All right, so warm my hands up. Okay, so
I always have to warn my patients about my cold hands. I have the coldest hands in Houston,
oh my God,
and they all know that. So
appreciate the heads up. All right, so this is an exam we should be doing on a monthly basis.
So yes, every single month. It's great to do it in the shower because the soap and water just helps with the exam. And doing it at the beginning of the month is great. The end of the month, we do prefer for you to do it either the week before or the week after your cycle. It just helps to avoid any like natural cysts that might occur. So that's typically when we have patients, or we recommend that they do it.
Okay, all right, so where do we start? I'm gonna lean back, get comfortable.
Yes, you can lean back and get comfortable.
Okay.
So I am going to direct you as you were, or as you would be my patient. Okay. So the best thing to do is, number one, just raise your hand, and we're not about to give sworn testimony today. We're not swearing in today, but you want to use the pads of your fingertips, okay? So that's really important. And then what you want to do is just basically start at the outer portion of the breast, and you want to use just a firm circular motion. You do not have to try to create any type of permanent indentation in the breast. We are not like being that aggressive.
Doesn't matter what hand I use, or it's
so
just preference?
You would want to use the opposite hand. So if you're going to do your left breast, then you want to use your right hand.
Okay.
You want to start at the outside of the breast and then just firm circular motions all the way around the breast. And you want to do that until you reach the innermost portion of the breast. You are feeling for a peanut M&M. If it's there, you'll easily be able to feel it with just firm, moderate pressure.
Now, I will say I'm aware, now that I've had a couple mammograms now, I have dense breast tissue. So let's talk a little bit about that, because my first thought is, oh, well, I gotta really get in there now. But does that adjust how I should be doing my self-exam?
It does not. So you can still use the same firm, moderate pressure. It doesn't have to be super aggressive. But it is important for women to know that if they do have dense breasts, that typically we also recommend supplemental ultrasounds, especially if it's described as extreme density. And the reason for that is because the breast tissue itself, when it's that dense, it can obscure small masses that can be missed by the mammogram. If you know that you have dense breasts, especially extreme density, then it's better to just go ahead and order your mammogram and ultrasound on the same day.
Oh, good to know. All right. So how did I do? Did I do
You did
all right?
fantastic.
Okay.
I would give you an A+.
Okay, no M&Ms found. Okay, all right, but I will be making sure I get my mammogram when it's due. Thank you so much, Doc, for walking us through this. You guys, hope you enjoyed that. We're going to be back with another woman who is a breast cancer warrior who is turning her story into fashion. Be right back after that. Lasonja Polk is not only a master at sustainable design, but she is a stage 3 breast cancer survivor who says if she had not pushed for more testing, she would not be here. So welcome to Chattin with Chelsea. Lasonja, thank you so much for coming on to share your story.
Hey man, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I've had my eye on your designs for quite a while now. And then I found out about this whole history. Now, when you got diagnosed with breast cancer, you did have your mammogram, like you were doing that.
Yes.
But 6 months later, was it something that told you that something was off?
So, you know you need to do your breast exams once a month.
Yes.
I'm an advocate for that and have always been. But this time in the shower, I was doing, you know, my breast exam, just going through the motions kind of, and then I kind of felt something, you know, and I was like, that's a little different, you know.
Right.
And because I need a second opinion, I had my husband come over. And
Okay.
I said,
Thank you, hubby. Yeah.
do you feel? And he said, yeah, I feel something. And so I was like, well, you know, I'll go ahead and give them a call. So I called and explained to them what was going on. And they said, well, you know, explain it to me. What do you feel? And I said, well, it feels like a lump. It's a little, mine was mushy. So then they were thinking, okay, well, maybe it's a cyst. So I said, okay. And they said, well, I see that you had a mammogram 6 months ago. Why don't we just, you know, just wait it out? And I said, okay. So about another 2 weeks go by. I'm feeling, because now we're starting to hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling, and I feel that it's a little bit bigger. And I have hubby to try it again. So I know the next day I called and I said, no, I really need to come in. You know, I really need to come in. And said, well, the doctor's not here, but the nurse practitioner is here. Do you mind? I don't mind.
Get me in.
I don't mind.
Get me in.
Get me in. So I go in, she feels it, and same thing, because it's not that small peanut thing, it's kind of mushy. She goes again, well, it's not what we normally look for. It's a little squishy. So I see you don't want to wait, but if you know, what do you want to do? And I said, no, I need to have it checked.
Right.
So we did the mammogram, and again.
And you were willing to pay for your second mammogram, because usually insurance covers
once a year. Once a year.
But
so that was the question that they posed to me as well. You know, you're going to have to pay for it, and I'm, let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. So we did that, and then after the mammogram, we went ahead and did a ultrasound, which is probably what I should have had in the beginning, but we did the ultrasound, and then from there the radiologist said it's not something that we normally look for, but we're gonna go ahead and do a biopsy.
Okay.
I do the biopsy maybe a couple of days later, and then within 2 days they call me back and asking, you know, the doctor would like to see you. Can you come in immediately?
And he knew at that time.
It knew at that time.
Now, the type of cancer that you were diagnosed with
is triple negative.
Triple negative. So we're talking most aggressive.
Most aggressive, fast growing.
So you ended up having a double mastectomy.
I did.
Okay.
And with 13 rounds of chemotherapy.
All right. And then good to hear
where
you are now.
Cancer free.
Yes. Congrats.
It was a hard, you know, we see patients, or you see your friends, you go from diagnosis to, you know, surgery, and then poof, I'm here again. Poof, I have hair on my head. But in between that diagnosis getting the mammogram, the diagnosis, and then going through chemotherapy, that's a long road.
Yeah.
That's a long road. So it brings, you need community.
And part of your journey was you got laid off after you were diagnosed.
I got laid off maybe 3 weeks after my diagnosis.
Wow.
And so no insurance.
No insurance could carry you through to pay these bills.
Exactly.
And then part of you being able to pay your bills was diving into fashion.
Diving back into
fashion, because you've been sewing since you were like 9 years old.
Exactly. I've been sewing since I was 9 years old, and kind of dibbing and dabbing. I've had businesses since I was in college, and then sewing, for individuals all throughout my life, all throughout my career. But got into the corporate world, it kind of engrossed. You started making the money, raising children and taking care of a family and a husband, household. But then when this life hits you, life hits you, and life says, hey girl, slow down. And this is what slowed me down, and to get me back into my designs.
Yes, and so you focus on sustainability.
Yes.
Like, you don't want things in the landfill. You want people to use the things that they already have for you to create these beautiful kimonos, jackets, all that.
Exactly. So I work with sustainable designs mainly because, again, don't throw your things away. And if you do have to throw them away, give them away. But really, it starts even further back from that. Be a conscious purchaser. Be a community purchaser.
Yes, and one of the beautiful things that you do is help family members honor their loved ones who may have passed away from breast cancer or anything else by taking maybe their pieces that they wore throughout their lives and creating something new out of these. Even photos, you can even do photos.
Even photos I can do. I want to not only just make beautiful fashions, but I want them to be meaningful to you as well. That's where that one-of-a-kind sustainability comes in, and it means something to you. Say, for instance, like this piece right here, it's a jacket, a men's jacket. Of course, I would have said, Chelsea, give me something from your father or your grandfather or an uncle or something. But I did that one. That is a thrifted piece, but the artwork is actually for you. I made it for you.
What?
That's a queen on there and her son.
Stop!
So that reaction is the reaction that I get from all of my pieces. And it means something to you.
It really does.
Fashion is supposed to be a part of your life. Not just something that you wear on your shoulders, sweetheart.
This is going to be a part of my life forever. It will be handed down. And
the queen and the prince.
Okay, see, you try to make me cry on my own show. Okay, guys, we got to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after this. Here's another bestie I couldn't wait to get on this show. When Roxie lost her mother to breast cancer, she made it her mission to create clean, natural beauty products without cancer-causing chemicals. LAMIK Beauty has taken off, doing faces around the world now. I mean, everybody just loves this stuff. And that you really thought about what you're putting into your products.
75% of beauty products marketed to women are toxic. And I wanted to do something about that. My mother absolutely loved her makeup. She would not leave home without her makeup on. And so when she developed metastatic breast cancer and I did my research on ingredients and things like that, I was like, oh, we can't do this.
Oh, no.
No,
I can't put my name on it.
No, I cannot.
Yeah.
I cannot. And so that's when I started to discover, I got with my chemist, and we created these clean formulas. So they're paraben free, they're talc free, they are cruelty free, and they're just made in good conscience. Better ingredients, better for you. And let me tell you, this brow powder is actually made from 88% natural and certified organic ingredients.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
yes.
Explain this to me, because we hear a lot about parabens are not good for you. Can you break that down a little bit?
Yeah, so a lot of times what we're finding is that there is research that is linking those type of parabens to different type of carcinogens that can be disrupting from a childbirth standpoint, that can be disrupting from cancer causing ingredients. And a lot of times these are like preservatives and things like that. And so a lot of times it doesn't just say paraben, but it's like this long word, and then like you see paraben at the end.
Yeah, like a lot of syllables.
So a lot
in
of,
there.
but
Okay.
look for the paraben at the end, and then talc. When we're seeing, you know, the lawsuits and the claims that are coming behind the talc, and it's just not the same anymore.
Yes.
And so with the brows here that I'm doing on here, I'm using our Revelation Brow Duo. It comes with a brow powder. Already you can see the difference.
Oh, absolutely. See, I already know you're a master. But I was like, you are well known for the brows, ma'am. Okay. And this is part of your story as well, developing this brow powder.
So a part of my story is what happens, Chelsea, when what you're known for you lose. And so that happened with alopecia with me. I was diagnosed with a couple forms of alopecia actually, and my eyebrows I started to lose. Now this is my calling card. I'm an esthetician.
Yeah.
I was known, look, I've been doing eyebrows since Sharpstown Mall,
Oh,
okay?
oh, she took it back. Sharpstown.
All the way back.
Yes.
And people knew me for that, but now what I'm known for, I don't even have.
Wow.
Missing eyebrows, missing hair. And so I created this brow powder and this product to fix my own problem. And then my mom is going to chemo at the same time. And, you know, my mom is a diva. So she's like, no, I need my brows. And so when you experience hair loss, one thing about it is that your brows frame 75% of your face. So you need to brush in your brows. And then we're using just this little bit of concealer that is highlighting the brow. Look at this facelift that it gives. Literally, from one side of her face, Chelsea, I want you to see this to the other side.
Yes, ma'am.
Look how much lifted that is.
Yeah, and you didn't need like a whole box of products, which is good. It's good to know that people who are undergoing treatments or in recovery can still look good without putting a lot of chemicals on their face.
You ever think about it? You don't always want to look like what you're going through.
Oh, amen. Amen to that.
Right?
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yes.
Right? And sometimes you also want, what can I do to bring a little bit of normalcy? Even for me with hair loss. Like my brows and my face, it's a way for me to be like, okay, still Kim.
Yeah.
Maybe a little different, but still Kim. And I think that's what, you know, women want, and what even anybody wants who identifies and wants to have something that resembles themselves.
Now, you did lose your mom to breast cancer, but you also continue to honor her through your work with prevention, helping women get mammograms if they can't afford them. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I actually, me with my partner with Good, Chris Noble from The Rose, we actually initiated the African American engagement for The Rose back in 2014. It was the year my mom actually passed. We did our first event, and together we've raised over $500,000 for uninsured women to be able to get mammograms across this city.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and I've been a part of that advocacy work, and I just get so excited when people message me on social media and they're like, look, I got my mammogram, you know, and so that advocacy does matter, and raising those funds as well to make sure we take care of the women who need a little bit of help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also knowing that you have a family history, being aware of that, how important is it for you to make sure that you get checked and screened?
Yeah. As soon as my mom had breast cancer, I started getting mammograms in my 30s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because immediately.
Yeah.
Because I just was like, wait, what? And then when I started to really check my family history. So I think it is also something where you've got to really check your family history. Come to find out, my grandmother on my father's side had breast cancer.
Oh, wow.
When you start to talk a little bit more, and even for everybody, I think that there needs to be more conversations within our family. I know the holidays are coming up. Let's really talk about what are some of these health challenges we've had in our families.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and when you start to talk there, because I talk to people all the time, they're like, you know what, my aunt actually did. And we're like, okay. Yeah.
Wow, that is such an important point, because a lot of times we have no idea what our family members have gone through, the sicknesses and all that, and it relates to us. There's a reason why we should know.
It's a reason why we should know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your sister is now dealing with this as well.
So actually, unfortunately, my sister Sharice passed in March from breast cancer.
Oh.
And this is just, it's totally caught me off guard. And how, that's why I always tell people, and that's why I love working with women, ask people really how they're doing. Look behind the eyes a little bit, you know? And so unfortunately, my family, we have suffered the loss of my sister, my big sister, Sharice Johnson, another motivator for what I do, and reason why I even got in business. My sister helped me when I first got in business, working with me at Sharpstown Mall, doing all of those things. And so I carry a rich legacy, a rich legacy of strength. And there are going to be things that happen in your life, but it's community that helps to keep us together and helps us carry through those tough times. And that's what LAMIK is. I have created this month for October Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the brow duo, the brow gel, the brow brush comes in a kit on our website, and it's a portion of the proceeds is going to go towards women who are going through with Angel surviving cancer. And I want women to know, no matter your background, because we're seeing it happen at younger ages now. My sister was 49. And so we have to take care and check on each other. We can talk about our beauty products and what we use, but we also talk about our breasts and what's happening there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear about the loss of your sister.
Thank you, Chelsea.
But thank you for how you are turning your story into helping others and keeping us beautified in a healthier way.
Absolutely, absolutely, in a healthier way, in a more conscious way.
Yes. You guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back after this. I want to thank all our incredible guests for being here today. Check out Lasonja Polk for these beautiful designs, and LAMIK Beauty, Kim Roxie representing Karen with the brows. All right, guys, keep up with us on social at Chelsea Show Fox, and we will see you on the next Chattin' with Chelsea.